Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 125.
125.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
Big doings this week, I hear. Or next week, actually.
Next week, on November 29th, they have a winter extravaganza going on. Check out their Facebook page for all the information on that.
That's right. And our official travel agency, Pixie Vacations.
And right now, you can check on good deals for the winter holidays and even after that.
And Universal, too, not to forget.
And Universal, too. So check them out at pixievacations.com.
And Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. We are checking out Epcot for the holidays.
I was there 2 mornings. I love early morning at Epcot.
Well, this was very early. We were actually there for park opening, and you could see everybody was sort of rushing in to go on the rides. That wasn't us.
No, that wasn't us. We were heading to World Showcase right away, where it is so quiet at that time of the morning.
Right, and everybody has commented that has seen the standalone video, how come there's nobody in the park? Well, we sort of did it on purpose because we wanted to see all the new decorations and take some pictures and everything. And, you know, while everyone was running to the rides, we were just enjoying the peace and atmosphere.
And this is where Joyful will be. They are back again. I don't know if this is like the 4th or 5th year. They came in after the Lights of Winter, which I still miss. They came in after that. And we should have topiaries here soon.
Right. There's quite a few areas where I can tell something big is going to be taking the place of them.
Well, usually there's topiaries in the front, and then in that center section, usually like Pluto and his doghouse is there, and then you have Bambi up front. So it'll be interesting to see if it's the same this year.
Can't wait. Now, the Christmas tree is up, as is the American pavilion tree. You can sort of see across the way.
And we'll get a little closer to that in a little bit.
And here's the backside of tree.
With Spaceship Earth in the background.
That's right. We had the good sunlight on that way.
It was, and then it rained like for a couple days after this, but this was a great day.
This is new to us anyway, the moose.
This is new this year, and we found a few little new things this year. And the Canada moose, where we've seen Bambi in that area before.
Right. The mill stage is actually decorated for the holidays, you know, for the lumberjacks.
The Christmas lumberjack show.
But I know the Voyagers will be returning, apparently.
Yes.
So, you know.
So that will be nice.
This is very new, this teapot set.
Yep, this is new for this year, and I had never heard of the word, is it Spode, until this year. I guess it's the pattern on this. I think that's the pattern on it, and it's a Christmas Spode pattern. Don't quote me on that. But I looked online too about that.
I love it. I think it looks very nice. And here is the entrance to France, which has quite a few new decorations.
And early in the morning, you can go to the France Bakery and go get something to eat, which is very nice because there's nobody here, as you can see.
As you can see, that's true.
And you have all the little candy canes coming in, but then you have the Eiffel Tower, this ornament that was here last year, and it's a great location because you can see the Eiffel Tower of Epcot behind it.
Right. And I like how they have the little skaters. It's very detailed. It's very nice.
And actually, I had never noticed the skaters because I don't carry around my...
Well, you're not as tall either.
I'm not as tall, no.
So, but again, very nice. The original location of these ornaments was actually at the front of the France Pavilion, where Pierre Noël always gave his little speech. But that was sort of difficult for the people to see because it was sort of blocked by this little stage. It was behind him,
yeah.
They quickly moved it.
And there's the Arc de Triomphe, and 2 of these ornaments are actually places in France, where the other one is more like food. But I really enjoy this one.
Well, we were actually at some of these places because we did the Eiffel Tower.
Yes, and we enjoyed that.
It was wonderful.
And I like all the point. We watched the gardeners working on the poinsettia
plants. Yeah, they were
plants.
actually right there in the morning getting everything nice and tidy.
Yes, and that was a lot. It was really fun to kind of see what they do in the morning. And we have Impressions de France here.
Which didn't even open until 11 o'clock.
Right. Most everything here opens at 11 except for the bakery.
Now, I believe these stars first came out last year.
The snowflakes.
The snowflakes,
yes,
that's
correct.
Snowflakes.
Came out last year, and it was a nice addition to here.
Now, we would recommend breakfast here. This would be a delightful place to have breakfast, some coffee, whatever.
Right. Well, they have all kinds of pastries. They have sandwiches. They have breakfast, like you can get a quiche. And again, it's very quiet, and you feel sort of like you're in France in the morning, which is very nice.
Oh, and there are the little pastries displayed in that last. Oh boy! Now here is the excitement. Launchpad McQuack. We had no idea he was going to be coming out.
We were waiting for Jack Skellington.
Well, Sandy Claus. Jack Skellington being Sandy Claus.
And we knew he was supposed to come out, but as we're waiting, Launchpad McQuack.
Well, I had my camera out waiting for Sandy Claus because we saw something coming, and it was not Sandy Claus. But this was actually much better for me. I am a huge, huge fan of the Disney afternoon. I used to watch all those shows and DuckTales and everything, so it was great to see Launchpad.
I got to meet him quickly while I was doing the
the marathon last year. That's right. Well, one thing that's kind of interesting is this Launchpad is really doing a lot of traveling, because just last night at Disneyland, he appeared at a special annual pass holders event with Darkwing Duck and some other old Disney afternoon characters. It would have been wonderful to go to that.
And we had talked about
going. We actually, our passes expire in December. We could have gone, but it was just very expensive to get
Well, it's
flights.
not only expensive, but there's so much that goes on here that it's hard to get away at that time.
But it was wonderful to finally meet and spend some time. Obviously, we had quite a bit of time with Mr. McQuack here.
Anytime the characters are in the International Gateway, it's certainly not as busy as if they were pretty much anywhere else at the park.
I think this is where we asked him for some flying lessons, because he seems to be in the know of how to fly.
Yes, and he goes into a tailspin. No.
Yeah, you made that tailspin reference. He liked that. So, no, that was great. It was certainly a highlight for me. And yeah, that was just wonderful.
And I learned on Instagram how many who really love.
So many people came out of the woodwork so excited to see Launchpad and the Disney Afternoon character. So anyway, we're going to continue our look at the decorations around World Showcase.
And you can't get to America till after 11, but we're heading on, and this is a tree.
Right.
They used to have a train set over here. There was... things have changed over the years. Sometimes you get additions, sometimes you get subtractions, but it's always nice to see the tree.
I do miss that train set, though. That was a really nice set. So it's
thought
been a
so,
number
too.
of years. So one of the big trains, too. I like that. And there's a nice view of the tree from across the lake there.
And the candlelight processional starts, I believe it's November 28th, for holidays around the world.
Quick look at the Italy pavilion. Not a lot there. Germany, much decorations in Germany.
Well, we didn't go into Italy too much, but I'm hoping a little bit more.
Well, the flag wavers were doing their show,
right?
And it was kind of
a little busy,
right?
And Germany is actually one of my favorite pavilions. They had a lot of nice treats in the Christmas shop to buy, and we're at Norway.
Yes,
we're going around the world very quick.
Quick trip around the world.
And even though Maelstrom is closed, it's all decorated over here, and it actually looks quite nice even with the door closed.
Yeah, it looks great, actually. And here is Mexico. Just a very brief look. You can just see that there's decorations beginning to come around. Obviously, there's holidays around the world don't even start for a couple weeks, but I think they've done a great job so far.
I don't remember those colorful ones in Mexico, those colorful garlands. I'll have to look at old photos.
You can't get away from this Eiffel Tower.
I love the Eiffel Tower, and I love France, so I have no problem with that.
So this obviously will be a nice topiary display very soon, but that was our quick trip around the world. Now we are going to the
Arendelle, Disney's Contemporary Resort.
Contemporary Resort, all new display here. We're going to talk to Chef Jeff.
My name is Jeff Barnes. I'm the pastry chef here at the Contemporary Resort.
And this year's gingerbread display is still in keeping in with It's a Small World, but it's Frozen themed. How did that come about?
That came about, we were working with an Imagineer this year on how we can do things a little bit differently. And it kind of started with just an ornament, how can we decorate the tree? And then it kind of went, well, hey, maybe we could do a little Frozen something. So that was popular. And then we were working with Joseph Konopka, our Imagineer, and he came up with a design to try to incorporate the Mary Blair into that, and that's what he came up with.
And it's like you have the small children of Anna and Elsa, again, kind of in keeping with that.
All the characters were reimagined with Mary Blair style.
And what is the process? Each of these items are made of fondant and chocolate?
Fondant, we covered them with chocolate first, and then we took the cutouts all of cake fondant and then place them all together so they look like the characters.
Do you have like a molds that you use?
We didn't make a mold, but we had a template that we used for cutting out the figures that our Imagineer gave to us. So it made it a little bit easier for us, but it was a very long, tedious process.
When did the idea first come about, and how long has the whole display been in process?
Well, the idea came about around mid-April, and then it took several months to, gather some momentum and get everything rolling. But we didn't get this really officially until mid-August. And then after mid-August, we really had to get it rolling. That's why we really had to go grab more chocolate and more flour, more gingerbread,
So how long did it take, like a couple months, to actually make the gingerbread?
It did. We started making the gingerbread in July anyway, but we had to make different shingles for this. This is the Nordic stave shingle, which is appropriate to the ice castle.
I was told by one of your team that you actually have like 30 staff. Is that correct?
35.
Wow. So
35.
That's quite a bit. What else do you do besides the gingerbread house during the year?
Well, we do California Grill. We make all the desserts and the breads for the California Grill. We do the Wave Restaurant, all the desserts and the breads for that. The Contempo Cafe. We do Bay Lake Tower. We do private dining here. Chef Mickey's, we do. And we also make all the cakes for Magic Kingdom.
That's quite a lot.
Wilderness Lodge area, Golden Oak. So, we have quite a broad area of responsibility at the Contemporary.
And in the last couple of years, you've really stepped up the treats here.
Yes.
Certainly so much more than any of the other resorts with the different unique items. You have gelato this year. Can you tell us about that?
Well, the gelato kind of came about, we always wanted to do some type of ice cream or gelato, like a gingerbread ice cream or something. And then we were able to work with Muse Gelato, and he recreated a frozen gelato for us because he could make something individually for us. And we thought it would be a really cool, unique idea to have something frozen to go with frozen. So that's how we came about the blue raspberry cake gelato with that Elsa swirl in it.
And it is delicious, really delicious.
Well, thank you.
And what are some of your other favorite treat items?
Well, my personal favorite is the chocolate peppermint cookie, because I love fudgy chocolate and mint. And this year we kind of reimagined that with the blue starlight mints to get that blue ice effect. That's a really very popular cookie. Our Linzer cookies are very popular also. Our gingerbread boy has been our best seller, but people also love our five-legged goat, our crispy treat. And we make all our gingerbread shingles. So we have lots of favorites there, and we really want to be unique and different.
And these items, are they baked every day?
Yes, they're all baked downstairs in the bakery and up 4 flights of stairs. So.
And you mentioned a Linzer cookie yesterday.
Linzer cookie.
What is that?
Linzer cookie is an Austrian specialty. It's made with cinnamon, roasted hazelnuts, and then sandwiched between red raspberry jam, and then it's topped with icing sugar, and it is really good. And nobody else makes that except for the Contemporary.
Thanks very much for talking to us
We
today.
really appreciate it.
I really like how they incorporated Frozen into the It's a Small World.
Right, they sort of kept the Mary Blair look to it, and it fits perfectly in the Grand Canyon concourse.
And now we're going to be heading over to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, where we talk to Chef Eric, and they have a traditional style Victorian house, and it is like an icon, and this is the 16th year.
I'm Chef Eric. I'm the executive pastry chef here at the Grand Floridian.
And the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House turned 16 years old this year.
Yeah, that's the 16th year we're doing it, yeah.
And how did the idea first come about for the house?
Well, a while back we had a smaller display like the carousel and stuff, and we had little other displays, but we wanted to do something a little more elaborate. So based on my experience, used to be I worked in Asia. Over there it's very popular to build big houses. Not as big as this one, so I recommended we build a gingerbread house here, which fits in this type of hotel. And so they agreed on it. At first, some people thought this is a little bit crazy to build a house in the lobby, but it worked out really good. After the first year, we couldn't even stop it anymore. People loved it.
It truly has become sort of iconic.
Right, yeah.
Everybody wants to know, when is a
Yeah,
gingerbread
a lot of
house?
people, they book their vacation just to see us building it.
And how long does it take each year to bake the shingles?
Well, the whole process is about 6 months because we have to make the honey dough. We prepare them in June already because they need to rest for like 2 months before you actually can use it. And because there's only honey and flour, so it never gets spoiled. There's no water in there, so that's why we can leave it like that. And then in end of August, we start baking already. So at least the items would be to build the house. And then, so end of September, we start already baking ornaments because they need to be all decorated. Each ornament takes like 3 days to make.
And each year the characters in the windows are different. That's the one thing that changes every year.
Every year we change them.
And how do you decide who will be in the windows?
Well, me and my cast members, we talk about it, and then we say, okay, you like that one on that window, and so that's how we decide.
And who designs the artwork?
Well, I approve all of them, but I involve my cast members on everything.
And one of the things we really enjoy is the final dusting. We have seen it like 5 times now. Is that something that started from the beginning?
It started from the beginning. I never thought there's going to be anything that interesting, but seeing me up there on the cherry picker, but apparently people like to see it.
And what is it that when you do the dusting, what is the water made out of?
It's just sugar water. I have to spray it first because otherwise the sugar is not sticking on the shingles. So I spray it first with sugar water. It's like a regular simple syrup, and I spray it, and then I sift it on so the sugar stays there.
And you're going to have some new treats this year. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, we have sugar-free cookies. We have frozen-themed items, ornament with Elsa, a snow globe with Olaf, and we have a few new items, different chocolate boxes. So there's we have about 30 items on the menu.
Wow. And what is your best-selling treat usually?
The shingles.
Shingles.
We sell about 14,000 every time.
Wow. And what is the last day that we can find the gingerbread house open this year?
January 1st.
January 1st. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
I was going to ask about the carousel. Your assistant chef was saying the carousel was something you did before this.
Yes, originally I started the carousel here, but I think the idea I give it to the Yarden Beach because it fits better over there, and we just wanted to have something bigger. So we could have no use for it anymore. There's no more space, so that's why we gave it away.
And was the carousel where the house is now?
No, the carousel was right over there by the Rodanda, but in front of the cafe.
Okay, I understand.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So that's really
It's
interesting that it
interesting,
started there, the
the
history
evolution.
of it.
And that was just for the 1 year, and then you went with the house.
Actually, we had it for 2 years.
Okay.
And then we started the house.
Well, it's very popular, so
Thank
we
you,
get a
yeah.
lot of questions about it. When's it opening?
People really enjoy it, so that's why we keep on doing it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, thanks very much. We enjoy it very much
pleasure.
ourselves.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you.
We just want to thank pastry chefs Jeff Barnes at Disney's Contemporary Resort and Eric Herbacek over here at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort.
Yes, and especially thanks to Chef Eric for holding off on the dusting for us last
I know
week.
he did for like an hour.
He waited an hour. We had an appointment over at the Gaylord, so that was very nice of him to wait for us.
And we get a lot of pleasure from Christmas at Walt Disney World, especially at the resorts. So I can't wait for grand opening.
And there's a lot more to come, but first, we have a preview of ice at Gaylord Palms.
And that opened this week, but not some of the, like the Alpine Rush snow tubing and all, but it features the Nutcracker this year.
That's right. And of course, because we had this little sneak preview, I wanted to do something interesting. We went on the slide.
Well, you went on the slide. I have not yet gone on the slide.
That's true.
so-
And you love the slide. So
I
we will be
do.
doing that multiple times in the next few days, I'm sure.
And I recommend to anybody coming to ice to definitely bring like nice gloves and a hat and make sure that you're really warm because it is 9 degrees.
9 degrees. Listen carefully. 9 degrees. Not a joke.
Because you're going to want to go on the slides maybe 4 or 5 times or once or twice depending on, or 20 times. But no matter what, you want to stay warm.
I'll always remember the very first year that we did ice together. We had one pair of gloves and we shared them between us. You had the right one, I had the left one, and then we'd switch every few minutes.
I know, and when you're taking pictures anyway, you're not usually using the gloves, but it got cold for, one hand would be freezing and one hand would be warm.
Well worth it, though. I love it. I look forward to it every year.
And, okay, ice is 2 million, this is 2 million pounds of carved ice.
Yeah, that's a lot of ice.
It is a lot of ice. And it is something, again, we look forward to. This is really a tradition for us to enjoy this walkthrough every year.
Right. But you've only seen the ice slide. There's lots more to see. We've seen it. We're going to take a look at a few photos we took of the rest of the display.
And here there's a panda. We don't know the story of the Nutcracker. I actually have it for tonight. Hopefully we'll watch it.
Hopefully watch it tonight.
Because I want to be able to talk about it. But the panda itself was very textured. It's sort of a new thing that they did this year with some of the characters.
And I believe there's an ice bar for the first time. You actually can get beverages, hot adult beverages, inside ice.
Right. It's a specialty drink, and I think you pay ahead of time, and then you're able to drink in the bar area. This is a Frostbite factory, and this is
one
where
of my favorites.
And look at this snow globe, is so awesome.
Yes.
But this is where artisans in action from Harbin, China will be showing guests how they create the ice. And they're here, I don't know if it's like a couple months, actually carving all this ice, which to me is incredible.
I loved meeting them last year. And even though we couldn't communicate with language, we still communicated with body language. It was great. I loved it.
And there is the Gaylord Palms, and ice runs from November 15th to January 4th. We'll be talking about it more next week.
So earlier today, we attended IAAPA in Orlando for a special model unveiling.
And that is of the Orlando Eye, which opens next year. And there's a lot of excitement about that, along with Sea Life Aquarium and Madame Tussauds. And we talked to master model builder Jason Miller, a friend of ours from Legoland, Florida, about the model that he created, and it's incredible.
So let's hear all about it from our friend Jason.
My name is Jason Miller, Master Model Designer for Legoland Florida, and I'm here at IAAPA, where we just unveiled my newest creation, which is a reproduction of our brand new iDrive Live 360 cluster. So we have all sorts of different models here. We have our Madame Tussauds, which is right behind me, Sea Life Aquarium off to my left, and the main terminal building. And then obviously behind me, we have our Orlando Eye. The eye itself is just under 8 feet in diameter, and the building is 9.9 feet in length. It took 160 hours from design concept into creation to build everything, and it has a total of 60,000 Lego bricks, 30,000 in our buildings and 30,000 in the eye itself. We've created this to kind of show what our new cluster is going to look like, and it will be finding itself in our Miniland USA at Legoland Florida Resort in the near future.
Can you tell us about Sea Life Aquarium? There's going to be something very exciting.
In Sea Life Aquarium, we're going to do something really, really neat. We're actually going to have a 360-degree tunnel that you can walk through. And what that means is you will physically walk through a Sea Life exhibit where the water will be all the way around you. You'll have sharks swimming underneath you and on the left and the right. So you'll feel like you're actually inside the tank.
And what can you tell us about Madame Tussauds? Anything new yet?
There are no new details on Madame Tussauds at the moment. We will have some family-friendly encounters inside. It's basically an experience where you get to encounter your favorite celebrities and get up close to them and get photos and encounters like that.
Do we know how long, maybe, is this a half day, do you think, or a full day for guests to come and see everything?
It really, the experience really depends on the guests themselves. Guests can take anywhere from an entire day, it could be a half day. It just depends on how much detail and how much experience they want to put into their visit.
And Sea Life Aquarium is very big on conservation. Can you tell us about that?
Our Sea Life is very big on conservation. They teach kids on how to conserve the wildlife and facts about how the ecosystems work. They also have encounters where guests can pet starfish or sea anemone and things like that, so kids actually have an understanding of how the sea works.
Very exciting. And with the Orlando Eye, we're bringing sort of the London Eye here, but it will be a little different. You mentioned the capsules will be?
The capsules are just slightly smaller. It will be a 30-minute ride, so to speak. We'll take you all the way up and around. It is a 360-degree view of the entire Orlando area. On a very clear day, you actually will see the Space Coast, and you can see all the landmarks from all over Central Florida.
And how tall will that be?
The Orlando Eye will be 400 feet tall.
Well, thanks. As always, we enjoy talking to you.
Thank you very much.
I am very excited about all that stuff. I can't wait.
And I don't know what the tickets will be like, but whatever they have, like a Merlin Pass or something.
Oh, I'm sure we'll be on board.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to go on this Orlando Eye. We did the London Eye, so it'll be interesting to compare them. You know what I mean?
Right. And here we are looking at the Sally Corporation's, this is going to come to Six Flags, Justice League Battle for Metropolis 4D, which was announced yesterday at IAAPA. And it looks like almost sort of like a Men in Black meets Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man type of attraction. It's interactive and it's a dark ride, and it looks like it'll be fun, except for I don't like that.
I'm just laughing because I remember when we were watching this exhibit, you were trying to take a picture and it shot, and you were so scared.
I was like, ah!
Oh, this was so much fun. I did this coaster. It's oh boy, what's
it's
the
like
name of it?
I don't know, but it's a spinning
coaster, I believe it's called. Yes, spinning coaster.
And that looked like so much fun, but we had just eaten all this junk food, and I was not feeling like getting on anything that's spun or coaster, but it looked like a lot of fun.
Another highlight, we got to meet the Coke Bear.
I think that was my favorite, and he put his mouth on your head. We've seen the pictures, but we need to figure out a way to get them into the computer.
He bit my hat off at one point.
And then he wore your hat.
Oh, beaver tails! Wonderful. It reminds me of the good old days of Epcot back in the day when you can get a beaver tail at the Canada Pavilion. That's right. They had a kiosk there.
This is the same company. These are the beaver tails that guests could buy in Canada a number of years ago, and I wish that they would be able to bring them back because they were so popular.
Amazing, and that was certainly a highlight. Probably the highlight of the whole day was finally having another beaver tail. It's been a long time, and they are so good.
That and the Coke Bear, because I love the Coke Bear. It was so much fun. So we didn't do a ton of different things here at IAAPA. This is a very busy week for us.
Oh, the Honolulu hot dog.
Oh, yes.
Can't forget about that. Another good item.
And they're new in Kissimmee at Fun Spot.
So another fun year at IAAPA, and that's another show.
That's another show. Thank you to pixievacations.com. Please check them out for your Walt Disney World, Universal, Disney Cruise, etc. vacation. They can handle it all.
And also Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency. The best deals on tickets in town. Don't forget, check them out.
And Theme Park Connection, they have been with us since the beginning, and we will talk about their winter extravaganza again next week.
So thanks again, everybody, for listening. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you all next week.
Happy holidays. Have a great week.
Have a great week.